Wasn't quite sure how to start this, to be perfectly honest. Hello! We're going to be playing a little bit of Mario 64 this time around. Technically speaking, you can just call me Stent. Yeah, I was admittedly planning on doing Sonic Unleashed right after finishing up Sonic Battle, but a friend of mine suggested that I do a nice little one-off stream just to cleanse the palate. I might end up doing this a little more often depending on how this goes. So, without any further ado, let me just boot this up. There's a reason that I'm not opening up directly onto the game as I normally would. You can probably hear the soundtrack right now. Hold up. Now let's see if this works. There we go. Though the aspect ratio not exactly what I had in mind. Hold up. Yeah, just I was hoping to have this up to date for this this particular stream, but guess we're just gonna have to go with this for the time being. I'll update it later. For now, let's just have a look at display. Full screen, let's see how that works. I suspect a little bit better. Yeah, that works. So here's how this is gonna go, I think. We're just gonna be going through, casually speaking, just Mario 64. And obviously I'm playing this on the co-op mod because it's the hip and happening source where all the mods can be found, including a very special one, which you can probably tell by the title. Without any further ado, let's just go in. Just a direct connection. Just starting up a new save file for this. Here's my collection of mods. Got a fair few on hand here, though. I do kind of miss the first version where you could actually just straight up see all the mods you had selected as opposed to them being all these different categories. No matter. Let's just get the show on the road. Ah, I think I started up on the wrong mod. Hold up. I was planning on showing this a little bit later, so kind of spoiled the surprise there. Ah. Only the most professional content here on this channel. Let me just quickly switch that off, as I meant to do that a little bit later. There we go.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Follow-up letter. Dear Mario, do not come to the castle. I've absolutely ruined this cake. I just don't know where it went wrong. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach. I will admit, probably should have looked this up a little bit earlier, but I'm not entirely certain as to the whole nature of the naming of Princess Toadstool, because clearly it was something that was more akin to the 90s. Pesh. Before that, look who it is! Coming out of the pipe. It's him! It's the Sonic! Ciao, you've reached Princess Toadstool's castle via a warp pipe. Using the controller as a piece of cake. Too easy! Press the A button to jump and the B button to attack. Or at the very least, it would be the case if we were still playing as Mario. Use the B button to read signs, so use the control stick in the center of the controller. I'm using an Xbox controller. There is no control stick in the center of the controller. Unless you mean the right stick. So here we are. Well, first and foremost, as you can probably tell, Sonic doesn't control as you normally would expect of Mario. Hey, Dennis. For one thing, Sonic doesn't have the triple jump, he just has his standard jump. But to make up for it, for once he finally has a spin dash back. Take that, Frontiers. And you get it right at the beginning of the game to boot. So spin dash works as you would expect, just boosts the speed. You can spam it like you can back in Sonic Adventure 1, which is good. If you use it in the air, you use the air dash. Very useful. And here we get into a little bit of similar situation as you would with, say, Adventure 2, where everything has to be mapped to one button. Instead of the slide kick, Sonic, of course, has the windmill move that he did in Sonic Battle, which is fine. The main point of contention, while it's not as bad as Adventure 2, is his kick. Base, of course, from the Sonic Eagle, also from Battle. You can only use this in the air when you're standing still, but you can use it on the ground, technically. You just have to jump, hold A, and then just spam the B button, and then you can do that. Again, I kind of wish it was mapped to a different button, but it is what it is. Anyways, using these techniques, we're going to venture into Pesh's castle. Good afternoon, the Lakitu brothers here, reporting live from just outside the princess's castle. Mario has just arrived in I'm Sonic. And we're filming the action live as he enters the castle in pursuit of the missing Power Stars. What do you mean missing Power Stars? I just came here to visit Mario because we weren't invited to the Olympics. As seasoned cameraman, we'll be shooting from the recommended angle, but you can change the camera angle by pressing the C buttons. I don't have any C buttons. If we can't adjust the view any further, we'll buzz. Let's take a look at the surroundings, stop and press C up. Press A to resume play, switch camera mode with the R button. Signs along the way will review these instructions. For now, reporting live, this has been the Lakitu brothers. Mario is Sonic idiot. I do quite like this particular Sonic model, at the very least. It really sort of fits in the theming of Mario 64. Feels a little bit more detailed than his Sonic R model, but I'm thinking more so in the case that, like 64 Mario, he has that sort of aura of him where he just, not so much a character as much this scrimblow creature with basically nothing between those massive eyes of his. Anyways, let's go into the castle. Welcome. No one's home. Now scram and don't come back. Well, that doesn't sound good. May as well just make myself at home. Oh, here's someone. Little creature. I finally get to do the Toad voice again.
I'm all glad to see you, the princess, and everybody. We're trapped inside the castle maze. Bowser started the castle stars and shows the Bowser with his own world and the princess for the maze. Please recover the Power Stars. If you find them, here's a power to open the doors of Bowser's Hill. There are 4 rooms at the first floor, starting with the right painting of the magnetic set. It's viewing the room that Bowser's Hill. When you collect 8 Power Stars, we have to open the door on the big star. The princess must be inside.
Oh boy, I've certainly missed doing that voice. Well, that being said, let's just go in here. I'm going in here with the assumption that Sonic was invited to hang out with Mario after they weren't invited back to the 2024 Olympics, though I like to imagine there was a little bit of a mix-up in the communication and Mario thought he was going to visit Sonic, and so I like to imagine that while Sonic's going through the castle all merry as is, Mario's currently being eaten by the orca in Emerald Coast. Okay, starting off with that voice. Yes, yes. I'm starting to wonder if I should do some more Mario games at this point, just so I have an opportunity to do that voice even more. It is horrifying, yes. Here we go. Wow, you're smack in the middle of the battlefield. War never changes in the Mushroom Kingdom. You'll find the Power Star at the Power Stall inside the Painting World. First, talk to the Bob-omb Buddy. Press B to talk. Again, it's just gonna be like Sonic Adventure 1, where you try to talk to people and instead just spin dash into them. Yes, I know how this works. Watch out, if you wander around here, you're liable to be blasted by a water bomb. Those animal bombs love to fight, but always finding ways to attack. It's kind of weird that they're using water as artillery, given their walking, talking... I guess that does make sense since they're bombs, as the water would likely just diffuse them. Now it's become a battlefield since the Big Bob Bomb got his paws on the Power Star. Can you recover the Power Star for us? Cross the bridge over the... Yes, we know how this works. Let's see how Sonic deals with the basic Goomba. Fairly easy at that. Of course, we'll just have this, which we can't access yet. We're just gonna climb up Bob-omb Battlefield like every 7-year-old has presumably done. But I suppose before we push forward, there is something about this particular game that doesn't feel quite right to me. Not just that Sonic's here, it's just... This isn't the Mario 64 I remember. There's something missing. Let me just quickly go in here and... There we go. Much better. That's what it's missing. This is the Super Mario 64 I remember now. Of course, we have plenty of opportunities to get plenty of stars here. Red coins. This horrifying apparition, which... I always found it kind of weird that the chain chomp only appears in this level and no others. Considering how prevalent they are as enemies. But where are the chain chomp? Press C and get a close... I have a perfectly fine look from here. He looks demented. Scary, huh? See the red coin attack the snake? Yeah, just tell you about red coins. Okay, later, Chain Chomp. Of course, we have water bombs here, which... I'm not entirely certain how Sonic would react to those, to be perfectly honest. I mean, he doesn't really like water, but... I don't think he's quite as hydrophobic as some media leads him to... would have you believe. It's more so that he just sinks like a stone. Hypercap, yep. It's just like how I remember viewing Super Mario 64 videos back in the 2000s, just all run on an emulator with Scatman music in the background. It's kind of weird, to be honest. I may as well just stop and say this here. I've always found it kind of weird that people kind of found this game to be scary. I suppose I can see so in the way that it's this, I hate to use the word since it's overused, liminal space. But I guess that growing up I just sort of got used to that sort of thing, as of course that whole liminal space thing is something that could be leave it against something like Wallace and Gromit, which I loved watching growing up. Anyways. I'm the Big Bob-omb, Lord of all blasting matter, King of Kaboons the world over! Except you don't have a fuse on your head. How dare you scale my mounting? By what right do you set foot on my Imperial mountaintop? You may have eluded my guard, but you'll never escape my grasp! Excuse me. And you'll never take away my power star. I hereby challenge you, Mario. I'm Sonic. Anyways, if you want the star I hold, you must prove yourself in battle. You must fight with honor. Can you beat me up and from the back of the hallway versus Royal Turf? I think you cannot. Yeah, we'll just see about that. That's it. Come over here, big guy. You probably should have made a quote like that to Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, you can just grab them by spin dashing, which can be a little awkward, as you'll probably see. You must fight with honor! Yeah. It is kind of a shame that this mod isn't compatible with the shotgun mod. I mean, I know there is another gun mod, which is separate to this, which is basically turns this game into a first-person shooter, but I would love the idea of just Sonic running around here with a shotgun. Personally, I wouldn't be caught dead with those things. Also kind of like the fact that all the Bob-ombs, the Bob-omb King here, and those Italian bowling balls rolling down the hill all have the same texture, which is just this black sphere JPEG. I suppose it is kind of, it does the job for 1996, but I can't help but notice it now. What? Can it really be that a pipsqueak like you is the fuse, the Bob-omb King? You don't have a fuse. What are you talking about? You just... more like King Bowling Ball. You may be fastened off the ground, maybe you have to forget the base, you want to take King Bowser material. Maybe brings more troops alone, let us from you. Here's the star's promise, Mario. I'm Sonic. Whatever. If you see me again, select this stuff from the menu for now. Farewell. And there we go. The first Power Star. I do quite like the voice actor they got for this particular mod as well. Sort of feels like a nice sort of cross between Julia White and Martin Burke. You ever got one of the stolen power stars, or you can open some of the sealed doors inside the castle. Try the princess room on the second floor. The room with the pointing in the one fortress on floor 1. Bowser's rooms are still getting power, so you can't give up. Save us, Mario. I'm Sonic. Keep searching for the stars. I don't know why everyone here keeps calling me Mario. He's not here, is he? I haven't sent him. We're supposed to hang out after the since we weren't invited to the Olympics. Cryptic elements on the liminal look of something. Yeah. Just say Alright, let's just go in for this door. Obviously, we gotta try out the slide, and, well, it would be the rec room in the DS version. I did play the DS version. Honestly, I didn't really like it I mean, it was fine. Just sort of, didn't feel as though it captured as much of the atmosphere as the N64 version, which, funnily enough, the first time I played it was actually on Wii Virtual Console. Mario, my castle is in great peril. I know that Bowser's the cause, and only you can stop him. Well, it's a shame Mario isn't here, is he? We're kind of screwed in that case. The doors of his castle have been sealed by Bowser and can only be opened with star power. There are secret passes in the castle that Bowser hasn't found. One of these passes in these rooms holds one of the castle's secret stars. Find that secret star, Mario, and it'll help you on your quest. Please, Mario, you have to help us. Well, since Mario isn't here, I suppose we'll have to do. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Doing the slide as Sonic. Here we go! This isn't nearly as, I was expecting a little more oomph from this, but it's fine, it's fine. Honestly, controls better than I remember as well. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm playing as Sonic. I'll just happily take this star. Honestly, if you want to talk scary Mario games, I always found the atmosphere of Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 more unsettling than 64, to be perfectly honest. I guess it's more so I found liminal spaces comforting and just the endless void of eternity a little bit more intimidating, to be perfectly honest. There's another star we can get in here, so I may as well get this one as well. Yeah, you can spin dash down the slide, but of course, the steering's a lot more sensitive. Also, you can just go down here, I believe. As far as I'm aware, this other star you can only get by crossing the line within 21 seconds. There we go.
Here we go.
No problem for Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, it's... You recovered 3 power stars, so you can open any power with a 3 on its door. You can come across the open course as you please. The enemies ahead are even meaner, so be careful. We'll just go into the one fortress for the time being. I suppose if we're talking about intimidating levels from Mario Galaxy, I don't quite remember the name of the level. It was one of the more later ones in Galaxy, just that, I suppose, more sinister version of the underground theme. Let me just check real quick, see if I can recall the name of the Galaxy. Get my mic stand. We'll just go in here first. Ship off Womp's block. Hello, this is Lucky Brothers recording the live update of Mario's progress. He's about to learn a technique for sneaking up on enemies. To trace this, he has to walk very slowly in order to walk quietly. And wrapping up filming techniques reported from earlier, you can also look around using the C left and C right buttons. Use C down to view the action from a distance. You're telling me to go slowly? Not a chance. Take that. Yeah, obviously you can just do that. As far as I recall. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with regards to how Sonic controls. I feel he's a lot more suited to some of the more linear levels of the game. Like stuff like One Fortress, even though it's a little bit tight on the platforming. generally seems to control a lot more. He seems to work a lot more preferably here, as far as I've noticed from playing this a little bit more often. Actually, I want to see if I can get this real quick. Yeah, Sonic has a little technique where you just spin air dash into a wall, and he effectively triple jumps off of it. I wanted to see if I could get the star that's hidden in here, but I guess we can save that for later. For now, we have a king to dethrone. As is always the case with Sonic. First King Bob-omb, then King Arthur, now King Womp. If I can actually get up there, that is. I'll just go this way. As you probably tell, Sonic actually favors slopes now. Whereas Tails, that's a good question, as I'm pretty sure he's not in the mod as of yet. The only characters you can... that are available in this mod, if I go over here, we have yeah, we have Sonic, and we have Amy as well, who is also here. Amy isn't quite as finished as Sonic, but I may as well showcase her off a little bit since we're here. She does have some pretty decent movement as well, and a lot of green on her. One thing, she has her hammer, which, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have a hitbox. Decent as a means of grabbing, but for actually attacking enemies like Goombas, don't bother. She has other stuff in her kit for that, like if you crouch and attack, she goes into the spin hammer attack from Sonic Adventure. And to make things even better, if you attack and then jump, she does the hammer jump also from Sonic Adventure. And you can combine the two in order to get some pretty decent aerial movement. I may do a little bit more of Amy later, but for now, we're here for Sonic. Remember this as a kid, the fact that you could jump on the Thwomp's back for extra coins? I don't know, for some reason it seems a little bit more just a super secret thing, which I just happened to find out through old Mario 64 videos. Alright, let's see what you're about.
It makes me so mad. We build your houses, your castles, we pave the roads, and you still walk all over us. You never say thank you? No. Well, you're gonna wipe your feet on me. I think I'll crush you just for fun. You have a problem with that? Just try to tell me, where am I?
Alright, get over here, you. You can literally just spin dash right under him. It's great. And I'll do a little special trick for this one. You can jump straight through him.
No, cross the gate, I'm just a stepping stone after all. I won't grovel. Hey, you will take this with you.
What a... Yeah, I suppose that's the neat thing about doing games like these. I get to do all these silly voices which may or may not be good at all. Like talking to Toad a little bit more. Let's talk to the Toad over here for a little bit, see what he has to say as he fades into existence. What do you have to say, Toad?
It was Bowser who started the stars to serve with my own eyes. He had 6,000-inch cars with one round the end of the set cars until too much of the consequences. The stars are round and each cars was start. The sharper the start of each cars start swing. Everyone is except the enemies around us if it's slim stars you go from them.
Whatever you say, Toad. May as well see if we can find some more Bob-omb Battlefield in that case. The way I see it, we're just gonna go for about an hour and a half of this. We already got up to coming up to about half an hour, so I think an hour more of this, and then I'll showcase that thing I accidentally spoiled at the start of the stream. So, of course, we gotta go against Koopa the Quick. First and foremost. Right, tomorrow, the Bubble-Bomb's not a big dud now, but the blow of the castle's just begun. Other prisoners are holding on to the upper stars and recover more stars and open new doors into new worlds. The Bubble-Bombs are waiting for you. I'm actually taught them they'll set up cannons for you. Okay. Really pissed off with Bob-Bombs, so we don't use cannons, but if we'd like to blast off, don't mind, help yourself. But about all the cannons in this course, we'll use Bon Voyage. You didn't, 0 out of 10, you didn't say Bomb Voyage. Poor Tony is dying. Alright, let's have a little talk here with Italian Cooper the Quick. Hey Mario, I'm Sonic. Is it true that you beat up the Big Bob-Omb? Cool. You must be strong. And pretty fast. Just how fast are you anyway? I couldn't resist. Fast enough to beat me, Cooper the Quick. I don't think so. Just try me. How about a race to the mountaintop where the Big Bob-Omb was? What do you say? When I say go, let the race begin. Damn autoplay. Whatever. Let's just get the show on the road. Here we go! Damn Goomba. Now here's the challenge. Can Sonic get all the red coins before Cooper the Quick manages to get to the goal ring? Don't worry, I've done this a couple of times before. We should be fine. Of course I missed one. Can I grab the star? There we go. Up to the 30-second mark, and we're already on our way to getting the 7th coin. Running straight into an Italian bowling ball. And, oh yeah, you could just launch yourself all the way over here. And there we go. All the red coins. And there we go. Too easy. Piece of cake. I'm just gonna wait up here for him a little bit. Just gonna take a load off. It's nice up here. Cool breeze. I will admit I'm not exactly most used to Sonic sleeping, which, given Sonic X, is kind of a weird thing, to be perfectly honest. Whoa, you really are fast. A human blur. Here you go. You've won it fair and square. Yeah, you can tell I practiced doing that. It's one of the more fun things in the game, actually, just trying to get all the red coins before and beating Cooper the Quick. I'm not sure you can do it as regular Mario, but it'll be interesting to see. You know what, let's just go get the one with the chain jump. May as well. Shoot the island in the sky. We can't get there. Oh wait, we can get there. I just remembered. With Sonic the Hedgehog. But first we need to get up there. And yeah, for this star, you could probably tell I could just get up there normally. As you saw when I get all the red coins, so... Going for a casual stroll at the mountain again. Didn't mean to come up here. And there we go. The stars in this level are particularly easy for Sonic, I've noticed. We're not going to get all of them. I think we're just going to get one more in here, and then we'll just move on. 8 red coins. We don't need 8 red coins for the time being. I'm Sonic. You got places to be. Yeah, just get out of here real quick, Jane Chomp bounds about. And off he goes to who knows where. We'll never see him again, it seems. There's definitely not a secret society of chain chomps underneath Bob-Omb Battlefield. What gave you that idea? Okie doke, I think we've gotten all we need to get from here. Obviously, since we're here, we need to go to Cool Mountain. We need to do the funny penguin. We need to do the funny penguin star. He knows too much. Slip sliding away. Snow Mountain Summit. Watch out for slippery conditions. Please enter the cottage first. No. There's a little baby up here. We need to save the baby. Who weirdly sounds like a, car key. It's like when you... It's like that sound that cars make when you lock them. Oh, where'd the baby go? Baby? Please say you're around here, baby. Tell me where you are. Please don't tell me I lost the baby already. Okay, he's up here just making, similar car lock sounds. There we go. Now we have the baby. Let's deliver him to his mom. And hopefully avoid these annoying things. I know you could probably just drop down the slope there, but I don't want to take any chances this time around. Seriously, it's like... I'm waiting! Come on, step it up! Oh, there goes the baby. I was gonna say, I wasn't planning on doing the thing where you just drop the baby off the cliff, but I guess, we are just doing that. Back up to the top, I guess. First, let's talk with this little penguin here. Egad, my baby, have you seen my baby? She's the most precious baby in the whole wide world. I say she has my beak, but I can't remember where I left her. Let's see, I stopped for her and get ice cubes and I just don't know. Alright. May as well take the secret shortcut upstairs. And yeah, the baby's just respawned. I don't think we can teleport back with the baby. Which is a shame. Alright, I guess we'll do this shortcut. Get over here, baby. Get over here, baby. I didn't think I'd struggle so much with the baby. There we go. Here's your baby. You're from my precious little precious baby. Where's your bird? How can I ever thank you? I'm Sonic. I do have this star here. Thank you for my eternal gratitude. Whoever there's only this blue sedan as you left your lights on. Yeah. Kinda missed the opportunity to drop the baby off the cliff, but then again everybody does it, and I don't think Sonic would. Mario definitely would, but I don't think Sonic. Go here with those power stars, and you can open the door with a big star, but ours is just head. Can you hear the princess calling? No, but yeah, I guess we'll have a little look more around. A big emphasis on burr. Alright, may as well just go check out some Jollying My Roger Bay. To think there isn't actually water in here, all these fish are just floating. Kinda messed up. Anyways, what do you have to say for yourself, Toad? Big owl.
The name of the stars is ready to flag me. It is flagging the finger with cards. Let the stars know your name. You want random stars. Anyway, random stars. You find a specific star. I'm just awesome stars. I'm trying to cause. We're ready for your help.
Are you okay, buddy? Your voice sounds kind of...
Yes, I'm fine. Just in a legend.
Did we even have lozenges here? I guess not. I suppose that's why they all sound like that. Anyways, let's go in here. Let's go in here. Could have sworn. Come on. There we go. Now I get to see how Sonic controls in water. The answer is, he doesn't. You can hold the ground pound to just quickly ascend like that, and thankfully, unlike in the usual games, you can actually resurface just by mashing the jump button. Which is going to be useful when we go to Rogering my Jolly Bay. One of the easier stars, though. It is kind of strange how there's just seemingly no exit here. Then again, I suppose a lot of the castle doesn't really make that much sense when you think about it. Le Secret Aquarium, ooh. Alright, let's go in here. Let's see, plunder in the sunken ship. Ah. Just take some time to breathe it in, this music. Ah. So serene. This area just sort of reminds me of that one mini-game from the DS game where you have to guess what's on the back of each of the cards. Sort of the psychic thing. Amy would really like it. Except for that nightmarish hell beast eel, who's still here. It's gonna be interesting trying to get him out. Let me just say, I tell you what. I think first of all I want to go and get the star that's over here. I suppose the nice little thing about doing this casually is I don't have to worry about any of the 100 coin stars. I mean, there are some that are a lot easier than others, but generally some of them are kind of nightmarish. I feel so cool for doing that. I think it goes 1, 2... That's a good yell. 2... 3, there we go. 4. Unfortunately, I don't have a shotgun to just blast these open.
Here we go.
Let's have a look here. Obviously, we're gonna have to go to Big Boo's Haunt, because I'm pretty sure that's open as well. And here we get to potentially see some of the weaknesses of Sonic in this game. Wait, okay, I guess Big Boo's Haunt isn't open to us just yet. Ah, well. I could have sworn it opened up to us at this point in the game, aside once you get enough stars, but I guess not. Oh, go on, then we may as well do the slide. Slip sliding away. We can't call this a Mario 64 adventure without at least doing the slide, now can we? Oh hey, Pastel, how have you been doing? I wasn't expecting to see you here. Just casually going for some levels of the first part of the game. And embarrassing myself in the process. Aw, man. I really do get a lot of Jaleel White from that particular voice line. Let's try that again. And I suppose, I'm gonna see if I can do it legit without, using my Sonic powers to skip most of it. This very infamous music. Of course, the nice thing is, with this jump, it's a lot easier to recover if you mess up. I suppose it's where Sonic sort of excels in this game, just on recovering off of wide platforms, because as soon as you get to the more narrow stuff like here, it's not as easy. I'll happily take that star, please.
Here we go.
Here we go! Doing pretty good so far. Doing decent so far, so figures. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Glad you're here. Also, the spotlight's here as well. Let's see how well I do at this. Behold, I can fly! Welcome to the wing cap course. Just, trigger the switch, all the red blocks you find will become solid. Triple jump, Sonic can't triple jump. Please, please let me get this coin. Let me get this coin. Thank you. Yeah, I always found the wing cap a little tricky to control here, though. Weirdly enough, I seem to be doing alright. Just need to get the these red coins, and then we can just go in and do the red star switch, assuming the wing cap lasts that long. There we go. We'll just stomp on the thing. Wing cap is now available to us. Wing cap will pop up and all the red blocks you find. Would you like to save? Yes.
Here we go.
Well, that wasn't so difficult. Tower of the wing cap. Okay, I'd say we got a decent enough number of stars here. We may as well go see what's up with that terrifying eel as well. It wouldn't be a Mario 64 stream if we didn't tangle with that nightmarish eel. And all these green boxes here, which we aren't able to use just like them yet. Strange, isn't it? As opposed to getting into this particular mod, I am definitely quite curious as to... Oh. I don't think that was quite how the developers intended it, but I'll take it nonetheless. Let me just get up to the top of here so I can at least breathe. Ah yes, just like inside the Tasmanian Tiger, servicing and resurfacing is the best way of restoring your health. Now, I just gotta remember what the combination for these were. I think it was... neither of those. Definitely how the developers intended it. Alright, let's try that again. But yeah, I am definitely quite curious as to when we are gonna get more characters for this mod, because... obviously, with considering it's mostly going to be classic characters, I think. I am curious as, obviously, we're likely going to be getting, I suppose I may as well be a little bit more specific with how this works, if you're not using character select. Sonic usually goes over Mario, Amy usually goes over Toad, so... given the usual cast of Mario 64 co-op, that does sort of lead me to wonder who the other... I mean, it's obvious that Tails and Knuckles are probably going to be characters, because why wouldn't they be? Likely going over Luigi and Wario respectively, but... in terms of Mario 64 co-op especially, there's 5 characters you can pick up. You got Mario, you got Luigi, you got Toad, you got Waluigi, and Wario. So that sort of leads me to wonder... let me just put my Sonic skin back on. What character would go over Waluigi? My guess is, considering how popular Shadow is, maybe Shadow, but my bet would more than likely just be either Metal or Robotnik. You know, given classic skin, given the classic iconography this particular mod is going through, Metal would make more sense, though. A playable Robotnik in Mario 64 would be pretty cool, I will say.
Here we go.
There we go. Now we get to mess around with the eel a little bit more. Hope you're ready to get scared. Can the eel come out to play? And there just so happens to be a bomb here now. Yeah, I've noticed that after you complete the first mission of each of the levels, you can access the cannon, which in some cases makes accessing the stars a little bit easier. But anyways, let's go and get scared by the eel, shall we? He's right over here. I reckon this should be a little bit easier because we can position ourselves a little bit more effectively. That's it, buddy. I'm right here, just I don't think you're supposed to look in there. Vector became tall.
Here we go.
Yeah, imagine if it was one of the chaotics like Espio. I suppose Espio would be pretty cool, but I imagine rather niche. Like, just having Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in this mod would already be enough, though. I suppose it does lead me to wonder what the third character would be in that case. Let's go do some more stuff in Thwomp Castle. I think, we'll go another 15 minutes, then we'll challenge Bowser, and then we'll go somewhere else. To the top of the fortress. Let's get moving. This is one of the easier levels I found to do 100 coin star in. Also one of the few areas I think you can actually find bullet bills, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, I can still do Sonic Mario's funny breakdance move. I was trying to remember what the 1-up is in this particular area. It's not... Could have sworn it was there. Or is it just that Sonic can't break through certain stuff with his moveset? Hold up. Just so we can be crystal clear here. Okay, it is the case that Sonic can break through some stuff Mario can. That's a shame. Because I do know there was a 1-up there. Also, I do find it kind of wild that it took up until Mario Galaxy 2 for them to just start calling back to levels like this. I remember how excited I seemed to be when I found out that this level was, in fact, in Mario Galaxy 2. What I thought at the time was an unnecessary sequel, but I guess, people seem to think differently.
Here we go.
Okay, just want to check real quick if we can actually find ghosts now. As I know you could find ghosts at some point. There we go. We gotta go to the spooky place. As I kick a ghost in the face. Time to beat up some ghosts. Come on in here. Alright, whatever you say, buddy. And I suppose Sonic is kind of used to beating up ghosts if, stuff like Pyramid Cave and... What was the other one? Pyramid Cave and Sandopolis, that was the one. Could have sworn there was some ghosts in here, I guess not. Oh, we obviously got to do the thing. There it is. There it is. It's the funny piano. Ah! So here he was, just chilling after getting his long overdue representation in Smash Remix. We could just get the star right here, but I don't fancy it. I don't think you were supposed to go in here. Alright, go away, piano. I'm busy. For now, I gotta beat up the ghosts. I think this level is also pretty easy to, 100 coin. Ghosts don't die. Can you get out of here alive? I don't know, I've done it plenty of times in the past. Does this sort of remind me, actually, of that one episode of Sonic X where they did all the ghosts from Adventure 2 just in this one weird mansion. Feels like I gotta go watch that one. There's so many things I need to go watch again, it's crazy. Oh no. We've been banished to the funny roundabout place. We gotta go in here and just see what's up. I can imagine how this could have been quite unnerving as a kid, but now it's just... Given I'm more used to hearing this in the mini games from the DS games, it's not quite as scary as it probably would have seemed when you were younger. Or they're at least less scary than the Haunted Castle grounds in B3313, which obviously I do know about. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Definitely a lot more unnerving than this. I'm just checking, are there actually any ghosts in here? Oh yes, there are. Don't think you were supposed to come back here, but no matter, it just means I get to beat up more ghosts. Also, you can just completely rip through these things with a spin dash. There's nothing left behind. It's just dust. I suppose this is on brand, given what usually happens to badniks. You know, let's just read some of these signs real quick. Why not? You don't stand a ghost of the chance of this house. If you walk out of here, you deserve a ghoul medal. Kind of weird that was, people actually thought that was a real thing as opposed to just a pun. It's like something you'd find in a Christmas cracker. The vanish cap is inside the blue block, Mr. I. Mr. I would be surprised since you'll be invisible when you wear it. Even the big booby fold. You can walk through secret walls, too. Obviously, we won't get the vanish cap till much later in the game. Psst, the boos are super shy. If you look at them in the eyes, they'll fade away, but if you turn your back, they'll reappear. It's no use trying to hit them when they're fading away. Instead, sneak up behind them with a kick. Alright, let's go in there again. I suppose in terms of Nintendo 64 games, which I found unnerving as a kid. Not again. The one... I suppose technically the two N64 games I found more intimidating than this were Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. To no one's surprise. The gold medal unlocks Luigi. This was before Luigi's Mansion, though, so that doesn't make sense. Just so many people just wanting to unlock Luigi, and, well, I have found the secret. I have actually found the secret of unlocking Luigi in this game. Ready? There he is. Red Luigi. I don't think he actually has that much different stats in this game. I think he just plays the same as Mario, to be perfectly honest. So he doesn't have the higher jump or the messed up traction that he would in the later games. Let me just switch back to Mario quick. We also have Wario. But again, all these are mostly just player skins. I don't think they're actually that different from base Mario, unfortunately. I know there's moveset changes you can get to them with mods, but I'm pretty certain some of them conflict with the Sonic mod, so I figured I'd switch them off. Hell is real, though. It's Long Mario. If you want Long Mario, I got Long Mario for you. There. Long Mario. Look how long he is. Oh yeah, I think this, you can also do the backwards long jump here. Obviously I don't have a I do have a slope I can test this on, hold up. Probably not the best one to go with, but let's just carry on with my immersion breaking skills. I think the last of the boos was around here. Yes, it was. Not again! Lengths and gates. Yes, he is certainly the longy boy. Even more so than, those things in Forces. Oh, that actually reminds me, I kind of missed a trick back in One Fortress, given, what happened with Infinite. I suppose we could just imagine this takes place after that whole death battle fiasco, so Sonic's kind of been bored, as Robotnik seems to have gone missing. Or at the very least been in a bit of a depressive episode. Sage won't tell him anything. I've just been kind of bored afterwards, just figuring, you know what? I'm just gonna go on another adventure, let's see what Mario's up to. I've heard he's been rather busy lately, I suppose that's why he isn't here. Maybe he's gone to the Olympics without Sonic, I mean... It's kind of weird given how Sonic has sort of rebuilt his reputation over the years. But, it is what it is. Alright, I'm ready for you this time, Boo. There we go. Boom! Here comes the Master of Mischief, the Tower of Terror, the King Boo! Ha 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 ha! And there he is! I mean, he's certainly a big boy, but he's nowhere near as threatening as King Boom Boo. It's kind of crazy that they just decided to put their own version of King Boo in Sonic Adventure 2. Also, he is pretty fast now. I heard you were pretty fast. Oh, here he comes! You thought you were fast. Yeah. Alright, let's go up here. $16 stars, pretty good.
Here we go.
Going on a ghost hunt, we're gonna smash a big one. Alright, enough of that, let's go fight Bowser. I think I've gone around a fair bit enough. Still, it's kind of crazy and kind of hilarious to me that Infinite got done in by a Thwomp of all things. It's like he's that much of a nobody. He gets taken out by just the random, just casual enemy. I can see why this sort of transition would be quite unnerving. It's like, oh, it's Bowser, but he's got bloods on him. Sonic got kicked out of the Olympics for being too fast. Yeah, I can certainly imagine it. It only took them like over a decade.
You stepped right into my trap, as I knew you would. I warn you, friend, watch your step.
Yeah, admittedly, I think these Bowser levels are the levels most fitting of Sonic, to be perfectly honest, given their linearity. Obviously, I'm going to be going for the red coins here as well. Just look how easily Sonic makes this look. It's just like evading more of Dr. Robotnik's traps. Get up there, you. Yeah, I think I can just wait up here. It is kind of crazy that they went for the Olympics for crossover of all things in hindsight. I mean, I can understand on the premise of it being a momentous occasion in gaming history, even though I don't think most people really cared about them at that point, more so being interested in soapy water and MasterChef. Did I miss one? I think I must have missed one. Oh, no, I didn't. It's just there's this one, which is kind of awkward to get. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, this is it. All on up! There we go. Just gonna... There we go, we're all good. Just, subsections here are a little bit tight for Sonic. Also, he can just make it up here easier without having to resort... Well, I just ate my own words immediately. Alright. Mario, it's Peach. Be careful. Bowser is so wicked. He's so wicked, Annie. He'll try to burn you with his horrible flame breath. Run around behind him, grab him by the tail with the B button. Once you grab hold, swing him around in great circles. Rotate the control stick, go faster and faster. The faster you swing him, the farther he'll fly. Use the C buttons to look around, Mario. You have to throw Bowser in one of the bombs in the four corners. Aim well and press B button again to launch Bowser. Good luck, Mario. Fate is in your hands. I guess they really were just expecting Mario to show up, huh?
Here we go.
Yep, just another power star. What about average circles? That's a good question, actually. Then again, I'm guessing they weren't really expecting you to do it. Anyways, here's Bowser.
Tough luck, Mario. Princess Toadstool, isn't it? Wait, you're not Mario. Sonic the Hedgehog? Whatever, you'll never be able to swing me around. Like you'll never throw me out of here. Never!
Oh, he doesn't know exactly what he's in for. Also, I've noticed that, okay, I was gonna say the grabbing with Sonic is kind of awkward with the spin dash, but, I guess I was wrong. Also, I found you can just hold the control stick in one direction and it doesn't slow down, so you can time it a little bit easier. I say a little bit easier. Hang on, did I send the right invitation? I guess you didn't, Bowser. I've kind of been bored since Robotnik went missing. Have you seen him? He just mentioned something about you before going into hiding, and something about lots of pay-per-views.
Here we go.
Well, that was kind of awkward. I almost fell off. The fact that I'm having this much trouble with Bowser just sort of shows I am not the most used to Mario 64. Oh, come on. I can't possibly mess this up. There we go.
I was a bit careless. This isn't what I've had planned, but I still hold the power stars and I still have Peach. You'll get no more stars from me. I'm not finished with you yet, but I'll let you pay for it. I'll let you go for now. You'll pay for this later.
He does not know who he's messing with. Kinda crazy you found Robotnik so easy.
Here we go.
Bowser in the Dark World clear. Meaning we can potentially go down to the basement. Gonna say, I think I have a little bit more time. I think part where Mario and Sonic was done the marketing a little bit more than anything. The reason, yeah, I'm aware of exactly why there isn't a Mario and Sonic partnership in the real world. They decided to focus on NFTs. Just figured it was a nice little bit of set dressing for why Sonic is here. Anyways, let's go down to the basement.
I held this whole speech set up for Mario, but now it's kind of awkward.
Pretty much. Yeah, this whole thing set up for Mario, and then all of a sudden just Sonic shows up and he's like,
Wait, what?
who are you? Alright, what do you have to say, Toad?
Right, you discovered some of the stars. Way to go, Sonic. I bet you'll have us out of here in no time. Be careful about passing this back to the book on bed. Take my advice. When you need to go from a trees, collect coins. Yellow coins will weapons for now, red coins will too. Blue coins will feel fine. To make blue coins appear, blue coin blocks. As if you fell from my places to minimize damage of a pound that grabs it in.
I don't have a ground pound, though. I just have my bounce. It is kind of funny that, in the context of this game, before Adventure 2, Sonic just has the bounce attack. Oh, hey, Mips. I'll try to be gentle. Gotcha. Ew, unhand me, brute! I'm late, I must make haste. This shiny thing? Mine, it's mine. Finders, keepers, losers. Late, ouch! Take it, then. A gift from Bowser it was. Let me go, I have a date. I cannot be late for tea. So I guess Alice in Wonderland really was just, an oracle to this whole thing. I'll happily take another star at the very least. Another power star, heck yeah. Obviously, we're gonna go into, the metal cave first, the toxic caves. Straight out of Sonic Spinball. At Alton Towers Resort, check out the consoles.
That's too hard to use it with today's like. If you do this, you can't be able to find it, always when you hesitate. Bird's not looking good for bitches, slow traps somewhere inside the maze. Please, Mario, at top, because you don't really know how it works inside the maze. Epic Stroop Bowser strips you at you. Oh, take this. I mean, good for you.
It is decreed that a Toad will give a Mario a star.
Here we go.
This must have looked so revolutionary for 1996, just this cool, realistic-looking liquid. Look at that. Shiny as well. I do definitely kind of miss the aesthetic that I think this game was going for, more so just the general early 90s CG aesthetic. Digital Circus uses it a lot. There we go, swimming beast in the cavern. It's kind of a shame Tails isn't here. I would have used him for this level. And I think this is a good course of plan to change over to Amy for a little bit. Just for exploring this level. I'm not entirely certain as to what to make of this particular version of Amy, because I think this is technically before the whole thing with the Starbucks. As this is technically classic Amy, but I think it's more so retcon classic Amy from Origins, so I can't say for certain. She's still probably all about the tarot cards, but unlike in Frontiers, there are no tarot cards in her moveset. It's just the hammer like it should be. Anyways, obviously we gotta go and get the metal cap. We have to get the metal cap. Because one way or another, we are at the very least gonna get Metal Sonic. Welcome to the metal cap switch course. When you step on the cap switch, the green blocks will become solid. Yes, I know how this works. Also, it is kind of a shame with how the metal cap coloration works in this particular co-op port, where it's the color of your metal skin is based more so on the color you set your cap to. So, if I were, for example, to go in here and commit sacrilege. And put Sonic in green shoes. Oh, how horrible. It really doesn't look right, does it? Anyway, let me just hit the metal cap switch. There we go, now we can play as Metal Sonic. I do also quite like the aesthetic of this area as well. This and Metal Cavern from Smash 64. I really like all these metallic looking crystals, yeah. It really is based on the cap color and, I suppose, Sonic's case, his shoe color. So we have green Metal Sonic. It's a Smash skin. Yeah, I suppose that's one way of putting it. If I think we go over here real quick. Just want to mess around a little bit with the, Here we have, Waluigi skin. With purple Cadbury Sonic. His insides are now chocolates. And of course, if we go over here, we got Wario for Gold Sonic, technically speaking. It's like, huzzah, we actually found a way to get Gold Mario in this game. It wasn't the way you thought it was. Then you got Amy, which is more pinkish. And some more experimental skins that I've been messing around with. We'll just stick with the Sonic skin for now and get the Power Star. I kind of wish there was an option just to have the default Metal Mario skin, though, to be perfectly honest. Because I really do like how that looks. Cavern of the Metal Cap. And I suppose while we're here, we may as well try and get the invisible cap as well, though. As far as I'm aware, the platforming with that is going to be a little bit tricky, given it's a lot tighter than what I'm used to. Again, as you can see here, Sonic doesn't really do well with water. I found this funny. It is decreed that one shall pound the pillars. Yes, you gotta pound them. Such aggressive language game. But you just pound on these pillars and that somehow drains all the water not only from here, but from the entirety of the castle moat. All from those two pillars. Crazy. Anyways, let's go and get the Vanish Cap. It's in here. Welcome to the Vanish Cap Switch course. It was kind of annoying normally when you did this. You had to, as far as I'm aware, get all the coins pretty much exactly in a row. But with Sonic, you could just spin dash back up the slope and get them all. As I remember doing this back on the DS and just using a moon jump. Using a moon jump cheat to just get all the red coins in here, just so I didn't have to constantly be going out of the level in it just to try and get the star here. Yeah, Sonic definitely has a much tighter jump than you'd probably be used to. Gonna have to be extra careful here. Come on. Okay, that's 5. 6. No. Okay. First you have to worry is his platforms do flip over once you get to the top. Oh. Okay, that's 7. Nailed it. Get to Fountain. Such suggestive language. There we go. That's all 3 power-ups in this entire game. No fire flowers, no frog suits, no capes. Just wing cap, metal cap, and vanish cap. Would be kind of interesting to see a version of this game with more of the classic power-ups, to be perfectly honest. At least ones that would fit, like, maybe the Superstar, but then again, the metal cap pretty much covers the invincibility mode you normally get. Wing cap covers the cape, so maybe stuff like Fire Flower and Frog Suit? Just thinking it over. Alright, let's go back into the thing. Let's say we go for another 15 minutes. Just doing this, and then we'll swap over to what I meant to show previously. Let's head into the volcano! Not interesting, boy. Don't be a pusher. If everybody tries to shove you, push back. It's one-on-one, with a fiery finish for the loser. With this infamous music. We're not here to boil any bullies. Let's head into the volcano! Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite areas to go through with Sonic. Just running up the side here as fast as you can. It feels great. Those platforms are the weakest part of it, though. Honestly, kind of puts me in the mind of Flame Core from 06. Okay, I guess we can also go this way. And that leads us right up here. Me waking up with 9° Fahrenheit wherever this music. I was gonna say 9 degrees Celsius, you probably live in California at the moment. Yeah, I gotta say that this is some of the more infamous meme music in this game, just for displays of intense heat. It really does set the mood perfectly, to be perfectly honest. California right now, this music, pretty much. We just go up here, we avoid this bully. Whoa, that's a big one.
Here we go.
You wouldn't even think we're right by magma once again. It really is just the case with 3D platforms where they can just survive being in close proximity to molten rock without bursting into flames. May as well go shifting Sandland as well. I'm not the biggest fan of this stage. Mostly because the 100 coin star is kind of a pain to get, especially with all the sand you can sink into in this particular part of the stage. I think, though, for this, we're gonna need to quickly run up these pillars, which somehow allow you to defy gravity. It's like, my voice gives me super strength, my voice gives me the power to defy gravity. And that somehow causes the top of the pyramid to just explode. Not gonna question it, let's just go down here. Into this elevator. I could potentially get that particular star, I'll probably get it later. As right now we have to descend into the depths of yet another pyramid. It really is just like Adventure 2 all over again. What is this? Okay, it's just not... I'm not sure if this is just a co-op thing, but there is usually supposed to be dialogue here. That's fine, I can just kick you in the face. And unlike Mario, I can actually make my way up to the battlefield should I slip off accidentally. Just... Oh, that's nice, just boot this hand in the face. It's every Nintendo boss. Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? There's just a weird thing about Mario having bosses which are mostly just hands. Then again, I think the main thing that comes to mind for me is like Ghoulgeist from... Not Ghoulgeist, it was Bouldergeist from Mario Galaxy. Zelda... Yeah. Yeah, I can sort of see that. Let's do some more stuff in the pyramid. Oh yeah, Bongo Bongo. Oh yeah, just more hands. I wonder if we could actually go up the sand dunes here and just slip into the pyramid that way. Just like... And here we go, going up another pyramid, just like in Sonic Adventure 2. Imagine if they found a way of actually just getting the gang to Egypt back in Sonic 3 the movie. Like, instead of going to London, it's just like... It just so happens to be in Egypt, but then again, they already went to Egypt in the first movie. So I guess there's that. Yeah, generally I think Sonic is better suited to levels like this. It's more so the, what I like to call the up and round ones. I think Tall Tall Mountain's a similar way. It's more so just a linear course avoiding obstacles. I mean, I say that, but then again, I don't think Sonic's the best suited for Rainbow Road. Or Tick-Tock Clock, just with how tight the platforming is there. Over bottomless pits. Just... Bottomless pits in general suck.
Here we go.
I'm just too fast. I can't remember how many stars I need in order to get into Dire Docks. I think it's 30. Yeah, okay, I need 30. I'll say though, all things considered, I think I've been making some decent time. As cars go by outside, let's go back and let's go back into the volcano. I think I could probably just spin dash to get the other star in the volcano, to be perfectly honest. Let me try it. I don't need to take your slow-moving platforms. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I can just do this. I can avoid your crushing traps. I can slowly platform over these tight platforms. Ugh. Whoa! Okay, and then we just have to, too easy, piece of cake! I didn't think I'd actually get that first try. 25. Let's have a look here. Nice. Let's go back into the cave and actually get something from Hazy Maze Cave. Let's go see Nessie, take some pictures for Tails. It was this way, I think. It's like, the game teaches you how to do a long jump, except, that's Sonic's long jump. Unfortunately, this means that Sonic can't do the infamous backwards long jump, meaning he is, just like as it was in Mario 1, he is technically slower than Mario. Technically speaking. I mean, we could use Nessie in order to get up to that store, but again, I'm just too fast. That's just the nature of Sonic the Hedgehog, baby. He's just too fast. Down we go. I may as well get that metal head cap star as well while we're here. Seems fairly quick to get. Then again, we are Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. Starting to feel as though I sort of made my points here with this whole thing, though. Yeah, we can play as Sonic. It's pretty cool. Probably should go for another level of Amy now that I'm thinking about it, just to showcase her off a little bit more. Yeah, there we go, that's how you get that one. And then you just, you're supposed to long jump, but then again, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. What else needs to be said? I'm just too fast. So I'm thinking we'll just do one more with Amy. Want to set that as my preferred for the time being. There we go. And of course, as you can probably see, the nice little thing here is that each of the characters can have custom palettes as well. Which is going to be interesting, especially when Tails gets into the game, I'm sure.
Let's go.
May as well go beat up that bird. Amy does get some pretty good aerial movement, I'm going to be honest. Especially just being able to do stuff like that. But yeah. This wouldn't be a multiplayer game if you couldn't customize the colors, as I showcased earlier, so it would probably help if I didn't have the default one. So yeah, you can make your own custom colors, just like in the good old days of Sonic Character Creator and DeviantArt. So I can make a close approximation of Strife, for example. This is the closest I could get. Yes, it is her. Before all the trauma and the murder. Let's go back to Sonic. I'm sure you will see her again in some way, shape, or form, just, probably not now. And I think... yeah, I think it's a good time to swap over. I think I made my point. But because for now, right now, it's time to go for something a little bit more Sonic-esque. After that, I'm gonna need to add a couple more mods, like this one, Sonic Health. When you lose coins on hit, you have no coins on hit. When you makes you lose coins on hit. If you have no coins on hit, you die. Basically, turns the coins into rings from Sonic. I'm just gonna swap over to a new save file for this. We'll go this one, and let's showcase it off. This is what I meant to show earlier. There we go.
Dear Mario, please come.
Dear Sonic.
I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
It probably wasn't advisable to start a new save file for this, but I wanted to showcase it off because it does get a little bit quirky. This isn't intended, any of this about to come up. It is starting to look familiar though probably not for the reasons you'd probably expect. As it is a pretty wide ocean, which we're about to get plopped right into. With a very familiar looking life icon as well. This isn't Princess Toadstool's castle. What are you talking about? Yeah, I think first and foremost we have to actually get over there first in order to see what it is. Also, nice little ring icon up in the corner there. I think first I want to go over to the island there. Admittedly, going out of bounds like this does sort of bring me back to, what is it, Sonic Battle R? That one fan racing game where you could just had just a big map of Station Square. Yeah, you could just come out here, and here's the pier with just this missing out of it. And you can come over here as well. Let's head back into bounds actually real quick. We come up here, and here we are. This is where we're supposed to spawn in. The classic Station Square swimming pool. With none of the deck chairs. Let's talk around with some of the locals here. I have no clue where I am, and I'm a little tempted to go in that pool. Yeah. We may go into that a little bit later, but let's have a look at Toad. Good old Toad.
Mario, I just really want to hold that picture over there. I get a distracted.
And let's have a read of this. Welcome to the port of the C15 C3 2015 demo of Sonic Adventure 64. Here you shall play Emerald Coast with 3 tasks: beating up the Womp King, collecting 8 red rings, and collecting 100 rings. Hope you enjoy, and there will definitely be more to come soon. Given it's 10 years later, almost, somehow I doubt that. To think this ROM hack is almost 10 years old. Just, where did the time go? I feel so old. And also, yeah, before we go in, it wouldn't be the proper Sonic Adventure experience if we didn't drown in this pool, so let's do that real quick. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there's no drowning music. I'm just gonna have to do it all on my own as we get closer to it. Yeah, in Sonic Adventure you could just drown in the swimming pool. So we may as well just do it here as well. As there's a weird little thing which I don't think was intended with this particular port, which happens if you happen to die in the swimming pool area. Just, alright. Alright, I'll give it a little bit. Yeah, I think you get the point. Get ready for that realistic drowning animation. Here it comes. And all of a sudden, as if by magic, we're back here. In Peach's castle. Utter silence. Yeah, I don't think he was actually intended to go in here, but here we are anyway. Just in Peach's castle with the camera not working properly and rings in here. Yeah, honestly, yeah, this is the more sort of proper Mario liminal horror experience. This is what people were getting on about. Let's explore the castle a little bit before going forward. Go in here, and of course the rest of the world outside despawns. Ooh. This stuff is yeah, I can imagine. Of course, we can just go out here into the courtyard, and it's completely normal. There's nothing here except the infamous sign, which if you touch it, you trigger a jump scare. Early 2000s YouTube taught me that. Alright. Now the music triggers. Now let's see what happens if we go outside the castle real quick. Okay, here we are, back where we're supposed to be. And now we have this cheery little music acting as the hub music. Swim around the star 20 times, you unlock Green Mario. Yep. I mean, the one I remember hearing about was the fact that you had to stand on top of the star for 24 hours and 1 minute. Just... honestly, the early internet was just, with all the random rumor mongering, was just insane. Just... like the fact that you gotta go to Seafoam Islands in order to get the Mist Stone, in order to get Black Charizard. You know, that whole thing. Mew was definitely under that truck, you guys. Do 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 do. It's that one music track which replaces every single version of the track in the PC version of Sonic Adventure DX. You know the one. Wait, wrong stage. Well, here we are. Welcome to Emerald Coast. Let's talk to you first. I have no idea where I am, but I don't know who you are, but this place sure does look nice. I've all listened to the Wonk took over it. Can a Bob-omb just relax? I guess not. Let's just, get moving, I suppose. Yeah, this is relatively, faithful to Emerald Coast. You even have, monkeys here replacing the keys, which throw bombs at you. And instead of the Wrecking Ball, we just have a Chuckya. Meaning this is surprisingly a lot more safe than it would be in the original game. At least in theory. Like, sure you can chuck me, but you're not exactly an inconvenience. You're not gonna take me alive, monkey. This thing is probably going to be a little bit awkward trying to get all the 100 rings in this stage with this particular mode, but it's more in line with the proper Sonic experience, and surprisingly enough, with Mario 64 controls, this actually controls really quite nicely. Also, they couldn't quite get the automation down for loops here. It hasn't been invented yet, so we just have springs. And a checkpoint, which actually does work. If you die in the stage and go back in, it actually respawns you here. It really is just you've been entered into Emerald. It really is just like I've been ported back into Sonic Adventure 1 again. It feels great, actually, especially with this version of Sonic. But of course, this was released back in 2015. You normally just go for this with just Mario, but with a Sonic skin, most likely. So it was more in line with the proper Mario 64 experience. Yeah, it is cool. It's just kind of a shame that it's only this level. Again, it's 10 years old and wasn't ever updated. Which is a shame, because I do definitely wish there were more ROM hacks which actually took advantage of some of the custom characters you got here. Like, another popular one I've heard of is Mega Man and X. I mean, Mega Man X and Zero. Yes, we've already heard your particular lines, Womkin. Let's just get this over with. Womkin is kind of a strange addition to this area, honestly, but I guess, given the nature of the area, I suppose we couldn't really find anything else that fits. Also, yeah, it just stops here right before the Orca. I guess it's just Sonic Adventure levels are too big for Mario 64. And it's kind of a shame, really. Oh, plus the fact that this particular archway has just been made into a Bitcrust JPEG. It really is kind of unfortunate, but I suppose before we grab the star real quick, I want to do the funny thing. I want to stand here real quick and not clip through the level like I would like in the PC port of Adventure 1. It really is kind of a shame, really. Just, I do like Adventure 1, but I can't really defend the PC port anymore. It really is just an affront to God. And let's just grab the star real quick.
Here we go.
Brrr. That was kind of messed up, admittedly. I score! And I think for this next star real quick, I think... Oh. I guess there are just... Change Sonic's health super button to... Okay. So this is just different options for the Sonic health system, which I think for the 100 coin thing I'm just gonna disable for the time being. And we're gonna play through the 100 coin slash red coin mission with Amy just to wrap things up. It's time to gather as many coins as possible, which involves just completely annihilating the local populace. You have... It is kind of weird the fact that there's just blue rings in this game now, which just are worth 5 rings. Obviously you got the red star rings from colors in replace of the red coin. That kind of seems like an obvious shoe-in. He's weird Uki has been throwing around all these bombs lately. When one got near him, he started chucking some my way. Can't enjoy my relaxing here without having to worry about keeping a distance from them. Yeah, from what I can tell, you can actually pick up the bombs and throw them back at them, though, not entirely certain as to how effective that really is, to be perfectly honest, given they are kind of small targets. And we can also check to see how effective Amy is against a lot of these enemies real quick. Okay, that went surprisingly well, all things considered. Hitboxes on them are still kind of jank. Red coin under here. From what I can tell, the 100 ring slash coin mission here is actually not that bad. Yeah, the unfortunately Amy's hammer doesn't really have completely annihilated. I do kind of feel bad for that monkey, to be perfectly honest. Get over here, you. At the very least, you can grab stuff by using the hammer. Not sure how that works, but it is what it is. Also, nice little tidbit that I learned a fair bit a while ago. You can actually just spawn coins by running around these wooden posts a few times. Especially useful for the little big island, or is it Tiny Huge Island later on? Also quite like this rendition of Azure Blue World, to be perfectly honest. The steel drums definitely fit. Also, what is going on with the textures here? That doesn't look normal. Then again, I consider this is supposed to be a Sonic level. I'm pretty sure they were expecting you not to just, stop and smell the flowers. It is definitely going to be cool if eventually going through this as Tails and Knuckles, I'm going to be honest. I'm not expecting there to be any additions to this mod, considering it is 10 years old, but it would definitely be cool to get stuff like, Windy Valley. Then again, considering the size of the size limit of Mario levels, I'm not sure what Sonic levels we could, in theory, get. I mean, Beta Windy Valley would be great, but I think that might be a little too big. It's like we barely got, like, a third, or just a quarter of Emerald Coast. Probably barely gonna get any of Windy Valley Beta. Can I get... there we go. Also, yeah, the water here is technically a bottomless pit, but again, this is Mario 64, so you can still swim in it. Basically removing one of the more annoying aspects of Emerald Coast, that being the bottomless pits. That red coin is a little bit annoying to get. Also, camera, can you please work with me here? And there we go, that's 100 coins. Or 100 rings. Which, you know, given Sonic Adventure 2, a 100 ring challenge really does seem quite fitting. More rings in here. Okay, so you can fall off of that into the ocean, but unlike in Sonic Adventure 1, you can just swim back out. Funny how that works. And the last star coin is just here, and it spawns right at the back at the beginning of the level. In case you missed it, there's more coins you can get here. It's mainly from this guy. Never mind. How dare you betray me? You just jump into the pipe, and then you just, abruptly hop back out of, I'm guessing these are supposed to be resort hotel sort of things. Also, not entirely certain why the star is in the ground. Let's say one you would have died from it. Exactly. So yeah, that's Emerald Coast. It's kind of a shame there aren't more levels like that. As yeah, it is just free star, and also it is just free stars from what I recall. You got thanks for playing the demo. May as well try this out, and as you can see, we immediately just respawn back at the checkpoint right here, as though we died. Let's switch back to Sonic. Not sure there's just a blue ring hanging around. You know what? To wrap things up, as this is going a little bit sooner than I anticipated. I thought we'd be on that a little bit longer. Let's mess around with Strife a little bit, or at least the closest approximation I could get to Strife in this game. I'm not 100% certain as to when I'm going to elaborate more on this particular character, if at all. It is still, for all intents and purposes, a work in progress, if I do say so myself. Just trying to figure out what I want to do with all these particular characters. Also, yeah. You can theoretically just go below the waves here. It's not advisable, but you can do it. And yeah, Amy actually can swim, surprisingly. And pretty fast as well, with a, just the standard kicking thing where you just need to hold the button down for. Might as well just have a look around a little bit more. I don't think we necessarily need to get all the coins here, just it's... would probably be nice to do so. As yes, pretty much As stated earlier, there are only 3 stars here. And I think, theoretically speaking, this does take place over Bob-omb Battlefield, as far as I remember. Going by the star count here, so... yeah, course 1. It just says thanks for playing demo, so I can just run around as though... without a care in the world. If I can recall with this... there's the last red ring. So yeah, a little bit abrupt, I know, but I think I'm gonna call it here. Again, this was supposed to be just a little casual thing before I move into Unleash next week. I'm definitely gonna enjoy going into some more, I suppose, casual one-offs in between Sonic playthroughs, if anything, just to sort of pad out how much Sonic stuff I can go through, because it is finite. I will just say that it is finite. Not sure which games I will and won't actually play, though. Definitely on the won't playlist so far are Lost World and Forces. Probably gonna have to look into that a little bit more, though. Was it fun watch? Yeah. I definitely had a couple of fun laughs here and there as well. Let me know if there's any particular smaller things you'd want me to go into next. Like, I think another one which would be good, honestly, would be looking into Sonic Roboblast, or maybe some other fan games like Galactic. I feel doing Galactic over this would have probably been more appropriate given it recently came out. I did have fun with Galactic, as I did play it, though if I do get round to that after Unleashed, I can't help but feel it would be a little too late, so we'll just see how it goes. Until then, thanks for tuning in. Sorry for cutting the stream a little bit short. We will be continuing with Sonic Unleashed next week. Definitely looking forward to that, but until then, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week, or when I see you. Take care. Bye-bye.